Out with Jason Salas.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is Time Out, where we tell you about everything about the Guamanian athlete. Now, one athlete formerly from Guam, but he's always going to be an island boy, is Daniel Cruz, and he's formerly from here, went to Sanchez, moved to the States, and now he's doing great things with youth football out there. Daniel, welcome back.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Glad to be home. Happy New Year to you.
Okay, so we've been doing stories on you. Dave Delgado from our sports department has been talking about what you've been doing with youth football in Georgia. But like I said, Guam is your home. This is where you have your roots. And you actually used to play for the legendary Hal Shiroma.
Right.
What about his particular style of coaching do you take when you instruct youth on how to play the game and work ethic and technique?
Well, when we were lucky to come back home 1 year and stay with my Uncle Larry, and he took us out to House Angels, for football, and just the whole family environment, younger kids waiting to go play for Ivan or moving up, and then just the hard work that they almost forced you, they almost pushed you to reach your potential every single day. Like, it's just stuck with me throughout my whole life. Mm-hmm. It's just something that we need to do for our kids nowadays, because a lot of times our kids are sheltered now. That time, I think it was like in the 80s or whatever. When we came to practice, it was time to go to work. Mm-hmm. And that's the same thing we do, with our association in Georgia.
Mm-hmm. And how big is your organization right now? How many kids do you actually oversee?
Well, in our second year, we had about 450 kids. And in our association, which is my Warrior Association, we have 150 kids. So we have the most out of our whole league. But as far as our league, we have 450 kids.
And what do you find most challenging about trying to instruct a game like football, where it's so specialized and you've got 11 different people doing 11 different things and all working as one cohesive unit, with athletes that are that young and their bodies are still developing, and you have to learn, you have to teach them teamwork and sportsmanship and technique and everything. Like, what are some of the challenges of that?
You said it, technique, repetition, doing something, and that's one thing from the Angels. Like, you just kept doing it until it was second nature. So all my coaches, we have coaches trainings. We set up a plan for the season, and when we go out there, whether they're 5 years old or 15, we stress that technique, and we stress repetition. We stress teamwork, togetherness, and it just comes together in the end.
Now let's talk about caliber, because of course you're coaching in South Georgia,
right?
And so much is made about the level of play in California and Texas and Florida.
SEC,
you're basically SEC country. You're basically in Cam Newton's backyard where he grew up and everything.
Yeah.
So how is the level of play out there?
Well, our region of Pop Warner, to me, I consider the SEC for youth football. Like, we play against the Florida teams. We're Georgia. We're a huge rival. The competition level is high. My midget team, we went back-to-back state champs, and this year we got into the second round, and the competition level was so high. Like, my boys, we weren't even mad when we lost. We were amazed. Like, how are kids our age doing stuff like that? But it's just, being in that area, that southern area of the country, competition level is high.
And that's also that part of the country. There are a lot of challenges for youth growing up in that part. So what do you try and teach your kids as far as civic involvement and like being not only a good athlete but also a good member of the community?
Well, the biggest reason why we brought Pop Warner was because of the academic requirement. Whether you're 5 years old or 15, you have to have a 2.0 to start, to play. And that's what it is in high school, junior high, you have to have a 2.0. So that's the main reason we brought it. But we've taken it further. Like, before we left for vacation, we took the kids and, we did some Christmas caroling at the old folks' home, or we had our cheerleaders and our boys raise some money for breast cancer, and I had these guys present it to the Breast Cancer Foundation. Just positive things to keep the kids active, and let people know that there are kids doing good things, so it's good. It's fun.
That's tremendous. What are some of the challenges that you went through when you were actually trying to put this whole thing together, and like what keeps you going? Because dealing with so many kids, and kids, some get into football either because their parents want them to get into it, or they just think it's fun, and then kids that young are like, oh, I'd rather do Facebook, and they just they lose interest and everything like that. What keeps you going, and how do you motivate yourself?
I think probably for my family, just believing, having faith. That's my biggest thing, because nobody knew what Pop Warner was in Georgia. You know, I'm telling them about Pop Warner, they don't know about it. But, you know, just my faith and my belief and my family backing me up, I mean, it's a win-win. You know, I mean, you just get up in the morning, put your feet on the ground, thinking positive for the rest of the day, so it's easy.
Well, you're doing absolutely amazing things for the sport of football. Let me end on this. In one sentence, tell me what football means to you.
Family, togetherness, success. That'll work.
All right, perfect. So Dan, thanks everything you're doing for the community out there. Hopefully we'll be able to get you back here, you know, instruct some of the local kids. We'd love to have you back here, but you know, good to see that an Island Boy's going out there and representing our community and doing
well, I'm hoping you know, reach out to some of the you know, the league officials here for the youth football to get them connected with what I'm dealing with in, you know, with Pop Warner, because there's a lot of I don't even know what the word is, opportunities or even like grants, things that they can take advantage of to get our kids, you know, you know, the safe equipment they need, or even, you know, from jerseys to, you know, whatever. But there's a lot of things out there that we can, you know, bring back here, or even to bring the NFL here for the NFL heads up, or you know, they have a NFL play 60 minutes of working out every day.
All right, well, thanks a lot, Dan.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
All right, and stay tuned because we'll be back right after this.